Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're taking a quick look at mana, and just before we do, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin because I think it's important to understand kind of the correlation here because, believe it or not, mana is very reliant on Bitcoin's success in order to do well itself, right? So we'll just take a quick look at that and just kind of see how there's a common correlation and sometimes misunderstanding. Now, just to look at Bitcoin here first, we've obviously had a pretty significant sell-off here. It may not seem like a lot. That is only about 1.5%. But we went from what 64.6 down to 63.6. $1,000 makes a big difference when it's a momentum thing for a lot of coins, right? So man is trying to recover right now, and when Bitcoin is kind of hesitating and not breaking its resistance of 65,000, then there's like fear, uncertainty, and doubt that kind of funnels into the market, and people are less likely to want to invest in some altcoins too. And I've noticed that mana is like that, right? So if we just say, for example, let's pull up mana here. And I just want to kind of show you that how the charts kind of communicate, right? So we got this retracement here that started. And right at the same time that Bitcoin was trying to come back up, mana was consolidating. And now that Bitcoin is retracing, so to speak, kind of, just lowering by a small percent, again, 1.5%, mana is doing effectively the same thing, right? So it's kind of that interesting thing where if Bitcoin's doing well, mana will do really well. If Bitcoin's doing poor, mana kind of goes sideways or decreases if it's on the downside, right? So it's kind of getting a little bit more exaggerated than it needs to be. But that's kind of common right now, considering that mana was a bit on the overextended side here recently. We took entry here as a community somewhere right around 335. And the whole point of that was because that we were making higher highs and higher lows. Now that we're making pretty much level, we're breaking even with the higher highs and higher lows, we're in a state of consolidation. That's all there is to it. So what's going to happen? We're going to see the price consolidate somewhere between 308 and about 315, and that's kind of the standard procedure there. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's nothing terrible. Mana is not in bad shape. What I'm probably going to do too is hopefully probably add to my position at about 308, so that way we can go ahead and kind of add to it and effectively increase our profit margin when it comes back up, because it's really just an inevitability, right? At this point, mana has shown great potential to increase, and I'm very confident we're going to be able to see that. And why don't we just go ahead and take a quick look at the charts to identify that, of course, right? So just note, if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor, just want to let you know that I just love teaching and helping people become better traders. So that's the whole point of this. I do have a trading community too, if you want to check that out. Might recommend before month end, just because we are raising the rates next month and obviously going to start limiting the amount of members. So moving forward here at the one-day chart, let's just take a look at the basics, kind of work our way down. Obviously, the moving averages are kind of null and void. We are under 70 on the RSI, which is actually very good. It ultimately just means that the price will likely consolidate for a little bit more, and then it will likely also leg up again. Keep this in mind too. We also have a resistance level right at about 360, 357, and that's where the one-day candlestick could not close. So this candlestick from yesterday, it makes perfect sense that it retraced because of the simple fact that it was still working as a resistance, right? So that's why I anticipate the price going sideways for a little while longer before it legs up. It's pretty standard for mana to do that. Now taking a look at the 4-hour chart, we can see we're still above the moving average, right? So that's why I have my stop loss somewhere in this range here, is based on the simple fact that the moving average is working as a support. It has been for some time. There's a great chance it'll continue to do so. And take a look here at the RSI as well. This is also perfectly fine. We're coming down to 50 on the RSI, which is the same level here at about 308. So there's a strong likelihood of this holding. In other words, 50 on the RSI happens to work as a very strong support level. So I'm very confident that right around the point in which the price comes in here and bottoms out about 308, we can add to our position and take another position, basically a long put all the way straight to the top, right? Again, when I say straight to the top, we're not just going to blast through the hemisphere, right? But what will happen is it'll likely test this resistance level here again at about 377 and then progress upwards from there. But again, I don't really see any bearish qualities here at all. Yes, we do have a bearish divergence here, but that's pretty standard for a retracement of this size. And if you look at the history too, mana's proven to be very strong support right around 246. Okay, so heaven forbid we lose that support and we add to our position, we could just add more to our position closer to about 247, right in that range there. Okay, again, there's different theories and different ways to do this, of course. I'm not using a massive, large amount of coin to do this, so don't get me wrong. I'm not like just completely leveraging everything and just throwing it to the caution of the wind. There are reasons we add to our position when the price comes down. That's why you want to have 2 or 3 entry targets if possible when coins do this. and they don't respond the way that they should. And what I mean by that, again, is that Bitcoin selling off, Bitcoin retracing a little bit, kind of trying to find its true average range right there between 64,000 and 65. Mana's doing the same thing too, because it's kind of consolidating, but it's also retracing and retracting because of how Bitcoin's behaving, right? So honestly, if we get a Bitcoin over 65,000, guaranteed mana is going to start rising back up comfortably, and I think that's it's likely going to happen very soon based on where Bitcoin is at right now as well. So it looks like we will see a break to the upside, I think, this week from Bitcoin, and that'll change the whole dynamic here. So taking a look at the 1 hour chart, let's just go ahead and quickly identify a couple things here. We are still within the cloud. It doesn't mean that it is a sell signal. Basically just means that this could work as a support. It happens more often than not, so we could actually see this support level here work out. If not, that's okay too. It's because we got this support level here at about 308, which has proven to be a nice strong support, and ultimately we're looking pretty good there. Let's take a look at TD sequential as well, and we can kind of see that we are kind of in a state of consolidation still, kind of reaffirming that. We have no solid, count up or down to a 9, pretty much going up to 4s and 5s and just kind of resetting. And let's quickly take a peek here at the 4 hour chart here as well. Keep in mind we're about 7 candlesticks into a potential of 9 candlestick retracement. So traditionally speaking, when you see a 9, it'll end up kind of reversing on you. And in this case, we're at a 7. So again, the likelihood of it reversing and coming back up soon is also quite high. It could even happen in the next couple hours, but I would say by the end of today, by the once the 1 day candlestick essentially closes, that's when we'll have a 9 there if it continues, and we should see a turnaround here soon. So again, a lot of good things here. Ultimately, nothing that's major bearish. A lot of neutral signals, but also still some bullish, bullish tendencies where it could very well bounce off of these major support levels, and essentially you've got that moving average working its way up. So these are all reasons I feel confident mana is going to still continue to progress upwards. So if you're currently in this trade right now, try not to overthink it, try not to overworry. I'm probably going to add to our position as the price gets lower, just based on a simple precaution, but also adding to our position and effectively maximizing our gains when it does come back up. Because I feel it's just an inevitability at this time. Might have to hold it a little bit longer than we expected, but that's how it works sometimes. You can never guarantee the market. So hopefully you found benefit here today. Of course, I know that, mana is not on the upside, and that's perfectly fine, but we gotta respect the fact that it is working towards some nice support levels. We'll see here in a very, very near future what that looks like. I might even cover this here again later today, just be on the safe side. But bottom line, mana is still in good shape. Even if it does come down to the range of 250, 260, it's nothing to worry about. We can definitely deal with that later. So hope you found benefit here today. If so, please like and subscribe. If not, that's okay too. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Thank you.